Okay, guys, how to find out if you meet the income requirement for the affidavit of support. So, if you want to know if your income is enough, you definitely need to check this table. Let me make it big. Let me make it bigger for you. So, eh, the table is the poverty guideline for affidavit of support, and the name of the form is Form I-864P. So, you know, it may happen that the petitioner don't meet the income requirement. This is not a problem. We will see there is different way. If your income is enough, for if you are the petitioner, you have different way. Okay, but for a joint sponsor, the joint sponsor has to meet the level of income. Okay, there is no way for a joint sponsor to fill an affidavit if its income is not enough. But the petitioner, it's not a big deal. There is different way. But for a joint sponsor, you definitely need to meet the level of income. So we have here the table of the poverty guideline. And so when filing the affidavit of support to meet the income requirement on your home, let's say on your home without any help. If you are the petitioner, you want to do it on your home without any help, your annual individual income should be greater than 125%, okay, of the poverty guideline. Okay, so or it can be also 100%, but if only for sponsor of U.S. Armed Force, okay, that are petitioning for spouse or child. Okay, so if you are not in the U.S. Armed Force, it should be 125%. Basically, your household size is a key factor. It's on your left. Okay, your household size really is a key factor in determining the necessary level. First of all, you will check the household size. Okay, so normally this table is up. They make update of this table every year. So this is for this table is for 2014. Okay, so the US census updates this table every year. To use this table is really easy and straightforward. Just find out your household size on the left and follow the line to check the level of income. Okay, so they start with the table with 2, household size 2, since normally you the petitioner or the sponsor, you are counted. Okay, you are 1, so the minimum should be 2. So if you're, even though you are sponsoring 1 immigrant, you don't have any dependent, you are not married, so the least it's 2, because it's you and 1 immigrant. Even though you don't have any dependent, you are not married, so the least for the household size is 2. That's why they start with 2, because you are using it for the for affidavit of support. So it should be you and 1 immigrant at least, because this is an affidavit of support. Okay, so for household, let's say your household size is 2, which means just 1 immigrant, you are not married, you don't have any dependent on your tax return, you are not using income from other members in your house. So in this case, let's follow the line. Your annual income should be 19,662. Remember, this is for 2014. Okay, they update it every year. Okay, so let's say that you are sponsoring your wife. Okay, let's say you are sponsoring your wife with 2 kids. Okay, so if you are sponsoring your wife and your wife is coming in USA with 2 children, okay, so you have at least 3 immigrants plus you are the petitioner or the sponsor, so the households are going to be 4. Your wife with 2 children give you 3 immigrants. You have to count yourself also, because you are the petitioner. Even though you are a joint sponsor, you have to count yourself. So the household size is going to be 4. If I follow the line for 4, so the level of income should be 29,812. 29,812. So your annual income should be above this level, okay? It should be greater than that, above this level, okay? So remember, your annual income normally will be on your 1040 individual tax return. So check your 1040 individual income tax return on line 22. Oh, let me show you. So this is just an example of 1040 tax return. So your, let's say, that's mean your this is your total income, line 22. Okay, you will find it. That's your total income. Okay, the line 22. So please don't use the line 37. This is your adjusted gross income. So it's clearly also, it's simple. This is your total income. So you have to use it. Okay, unless you use the form 1040A. Okay, this is another example. If you use the form 1040A, you will use your adjusted gross income 37. But generally is line 22. This is your total income. Okay, so we were talking about household size 4. So your income should be above 29,812. Okay, so let's say if you file your tax return jointly with your spouse, okay, you have the choice to use your income only. In this case, you will submit your W2 with your tax return, and you will not put the total income of your, you will not add, you will just put the total income of you only. Okay, if it's the case when you want to, let's say you file your tax jointly with your spouse, but you don't want your spouse to be responsible for this immigrant, you want to take charge by yourself, so you're just going to put your income only. But if you want to use your income and the income of your spouse have to file another form. They call it I-864. This is the agreement that give your spouse, that means your spouse gonna give you the authorization to use his income. Even though you married with this person, you cannot just decide to say that this person gonna use his income to support your immigrant. So this is the case when you file your tax return jointly with your spouse. If you submit the income, your spouse will need to file an additional form, I-864A. This form will give you the authorizations to use the income of your spouse. Okay, so understand, guy, if you don't meet the level requirement, that means if you are below this number, this is not really a good deal. There is different way, we will talk about it later. There is different way that you can manage to reach, to be above this level. Okay, you can use your asset, okay, a bank account, a car, your house. There is different asset that you can use. Okay, also you can add income for member in your household. You can even use a joint sponsor. The joint sponsor can be a stranger, anyone, a friend that decide to fill the affidavit of support like a joint sponsor. So even though you don't have enough income, we will talk about it later on. There is another way that you can manage really to meet the income requirement. So remember, if you decide to use a joint sponsor, this person should be a US resident or citizens. Okay, so this is really the table to check out if you have enough income. Normally, if you go on my website on the download all of the immigration form, you want to check this form, just click on download and tap I-864P. After you click on download all update immigration form, once you click on the download all update immigration form, you will be in the USCIS website. There you will tap I-864P just to check, since they update it every year. Okay, so that's it. That's it for the way to find out if your income is enough. Now we will go to the next step. uh, we will go to the power. We were in power. We will go to the power 6. We were on power 6. Okay, so we will go to power 6. Okay, so we already talk about sponsor household size. We're gonna talk about sponsor income and employment. Okay, let's go to power 6.